Urfreshtv Sports 310 here, and I've got a very special guest again. As always, they always are special. We've got Dan from All Prospects FC. How you doing, Dan?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm not bad. So just give the people a bit of an introduction to who you are, your team, and how it was founded and what your objectives are.
Okay, so hello everyone once again. I'm Coach Dan. So the team was founded through myself. So my business plan started back end of 2016. It developed into 2017, and then it opened up in 2019. So the first objective was to have it as a showcase team, because I felt like the drop-off age of the boys were between the ages of 16 and 23. That's around about, if you look into the web pages, where a lot of the boys do tend to drop off at that age just because of financial issues, not enough opportunities, or some of them just being released and just not having the confidence to get back into it. Yeah. Or sometimes it could also be because they're not getting the backing from family members, or maybe just people that will maybe used to kind of take them to football or any kind of other things in place. But it started because I just wanted to, because I didn't get my own opportunities that I felt I wanted at the time, that I deserved. Yeah. So I just thought, you know what, and also came from a previous appointment from a semi-pro club as well, and then the boys just wanted to stay together. So then that's how it became a showcase team. Then from there, like I said earlier, in 2019, from August periods, that's when the boys were saying, you know what, let's make it into a proper thing, because we actually had a couple of games against some of the semi-professional clubs, like the likes of Bars and Pitsy. And then, the boys wanted it to be a league thing. And I just thought about it and I said, why not? Because this is something I also need for my next journey in terms of my coaching pathway. And here we are till this day.
Sounds good, man. Sounds good. So whereabouts are you guys located?
We're in East London, Dagenham.
Dagenham, okay, sick. So, so it's basically, this is your first official year, if you
yes,
in
first official years, yes, especially in the league format, yeah.
Okay, so where do you operate? Is it you play on Saturdays, or do you just organise games and showcase them, or is it Sunday team? Like, what exactly are you, and who do you play?
Okay, so like I said previously, first of all, it did start as a showcase game where we targeted semi-pro clubs and pro clubs that obviously answered our call and just wanted to test ourselves against us. And then from there, like I said, in August 2019, we entered a league called the Essex Alliance League, which I'm so grateful for, and I thank them for their backing and their support. That's all, like you said, rightly, it's been our first league format, of us being in the league format, and we've done really well, even though unfortunately things didn't end obviously due to the corona stuff, but we ended up finishing third. And we also ended up being in the quarterfinals of one of the cup competitions, even though unfortunately it's ended, but we're still in another cup, which hopefully once football resumes, we'll be able to continue with that one, which is the League Cup.
Sick, man. Well, good luck for that. Hopefully it does resume, because anyone that's in the semi-final or final, it's just a shame to throw that hard work away. Do you know what I mean?
You know what I mean? Exactly.
Go have that day out and showcase what you've got, and hopefully bring some silverware back. But it sounds really good. So what about you in your career? Have you played at a high standard, or have you just been like a football lover and you just wanted to kind of give back?
Okay, so in terms of my start, so I used to play semi-professional football. So I started playing in the college league, like most guys would have, which is from a team called Arlo College, and I'm also proud to say that my year has been the most successful year, because we won the league to this moment. So yeah, and from that moment on, that's when, because my year did so well against the likes of your Barking Base, your Redbridge College, which at the time were like the top colleges in the league. Yeah. They went on to now play the Youth Alliance, which obviously that's the top tier of the college league. Okay. And then for what reason after that year, the college just stopped football, which was a shame after all the other work we did previously. But anyway, it is what it is. Yeah. And then I went on playing in my second year of college. I ended up playing for Grace Athletic under 18s. Okay. So I did that for about a year or two, and then after that I went to uni. Coastal University, and then I ended up playing for a few semi-professional clubs called my last club, Romsey Town. I played for Bashley, and I played for another team called AFC Tottenham.
Okay, sounds good. So what's the overall objective for All Prospects? Is it like a platform to give people to show what they can and push them onto a level as high as possible, kind of thing?
Basically, so the platform, like you just rightly basically said, is to give the boys an opportunity to play full-time football. Trying to get talent that's out there that's been missed or that's not been given a chance, and just give them the best opportunities to now prove themselves and put them up to the next level.
Okay, and then so if someone's watching this right now and they're located in the East London area, and they're thinking, how what's your process in terms of recruiting players? Is it a case of someone will contact you, they come training, and you just analyze it from there, or is there trial dates? Like how do you operate?
So there will be trial days coming up. So I'm still just waiting for the guidelines to obviously ease down a little bit. Yeah, so they will be around July, and that's something I need to talk to my senior members. Funny enough, I'm probably gonna mention that tonight with them, and then we can organize dates. But for now, the main requirements we're looking for is you need to have played Division 3 and above of football at grassroots level. Just because there's no point. Because we're looking to go into the top division of our league now, because we've done so well, because we've also been the highest top goal scorers in the league. I can't be having players that are not up to the level that we're trying to go to. Does that make sense? I can't, not disrespect to the players that are playing in Division 5 or 6, but for me, I need players that are nearer to the level of playing the senior division football, so I can help them, groom them, and then from there, we can now push them up to the next level, which is the professional game, hopefully. And if not, I still have contacts with the semi-professional clubs as well.
Sick. Oh, it's sounding good, man. So obviously it's a very good start for you. It's your first year. You finished third. It looks like you're making plans for the next season already, although you possibly could finish off the end of this semester, this season rather. And you're looking to obviously improve on last year, which is a natural progression. That's great. So what else is it you do? Have you got like a YouTube channel that you document all these things, or is it just simply the social media aspect with the Instagram and just little clips? So you trying to like make a documentary type thing out of it, or is it going to be simply grassroots and highlight some of the players, but just really working day to day with them in real life?
Very good question. So at the moment, I'm working with probably my best friend, I would say, into having a YouTube channel. So it's in the pipeline, it's in the woodwork. So watch out for that when that comes out. So that's something we're definitely trying to do, just to give the players more of a platform, and so that people can see what we're doing on a regular basis as well. And obviously it's good for us as for myself as a coach, and also for the players to obviously see themselves how they perform. Easier for us to analyze the game, and obviously like yourself, easy for scouts. So if they can't make it physically, then they could just go on our YouTube channel and just see what we're all about. So that's in the pipeline that we're trying to do. At the moment, we are on Instagram, we are on Facebook, and we are on Twitter, which obviously you already know about. That's how we obviously met up. And then in terms of myself, obviously I do one-to-one coaching on the side, and that's something that I also offer to my players. So if you go to the Instagram, it will be at coach_Dan92, which obviously I'm sure you put that up later on. And that's how you can also, if you want extra coaching from myself to help you get to the level, either with us or just in general, then you can also, contact me through that platform as well.
So it sounds like you're really good, and obviously you're trying to cover a lot of ground in terms of. I think that's necessary nowadays. Wouldn't you agree? Like nowadays, it's all good doing things for the community or for the people, but it really needs to be documented, because the type of the new wave that's coming through now is literally all about documenting your stuff, putting it online, because it just reaches a wider audience, and that way
that's it.
You're able to make connections that you otherwise maybe would have met. Like obviously you're in East London, we don't do work out there, so if it wasn't for us advertising online, we maybe wouldn't have crossed paths. Do you know what I mean?
Exactly.
So it's really good to do that. So do you take any notice of the Sunday scene at all, or is it simply just the Saturdays, or just focusing on all prospects? And where do you rate? Where would you rate you and your players? Would you like all prospects? would they take all any challenges, or is there?
110%. 110%. We don't shy away from challenges. Yeah, to be fair, I do actually look at the Sunday scene, because obviously some of the players I've actually coached in the past. I've played for Beatties, so I know quite a few of them. And I'll say in particular, players like Ahmed and Walid, those are like my brothers. Those are boys I've coached in the past, and I pretty much know the rest of the boys. They're all good friends of mine. In terms of SC Dons, obviously I know Ryan Palmer really well. We used to work together at one of my previous clubs I used to work for. So yeah, there's some really good teams. Obviously I know Rising Ballers as well. Top team. Gafferman's a top guy as well. So yeah, I do pay close attention to that as well, definitely.
Okay. And just for the record, you'll take any challenges, like you're not backing down.
Any. We are not backing down. My boys are ready. I'm ready.
I
We
love
don't
that.
back down from challenges.
So what if we find a team that wants to play you just for a little showcase thing, we come and cover it, you're up for that, yeah?
No problem. No problem.
Love that. So
Our
where's
boys
your
will be
home?
ready.
What's your home ground? Where is it? I know it's in East London, Dagenham somewhere, but whereabouts is it?
Yeah. So at the moment we've been playing, because obviously the whole, issues of, they have teams that are partners and stuff. So we normally interchange it between Robert Clark Sport Leisure Centre and Castle Green in Dagenham. So those are the main places we use.
Okay, beautiful. And so I would imagine the dream, like the dream is ultimately to get all prospects out there into the world where everyone knows you and
100%.
turning out professionals, people from grassroots to professionals. Is that the dream?
That's it. It's all about changing people's lives. All about changing people's lives and make them realize that nothing is impossible to achieve. As long as you put your mind into it, you work hard, and you are devoted to your craft, you will achieve it.
And that's 100% something I agree with and stand by and live by day by day. I think it's important that it's obviously documented and people put this view out there as much as possible because, the young kids are saturated with a lot of negativity on social media as well. So it's down to people like us to throw that positivity out there, let them know that you can do
That's it.
But what I was going to say, I've asked a couple of my guests a similar question. Maybe you've watched them, maybe you haven't.
Okay.
A lot of talent. There's a lot of talent in grassroots football. A lot of talent. And from my progress up from grassroots to where I'm at now, the most talented players just haven't made that progression. So one of the questions I ask a lot of managers or coaches when they come on the show is like, what is that hurdle? Why is it the most talented players don't make that transition from grassroots talented, like amongst their peers, and it's like it's rare you'll see that one. You see that one guy that's just blatantly better than the rest, and you think he's gonna make it, and it's rarely the case that he pushes on and goes to a professional scene. Like, what is the stumbling block? What's the hurdle that stops people with talent making that progression?
For me, it's two things: mindset and work ethic.
Okay.
Mindset, and I say the mindset because sometimes if your mind is not right, you're not going to push yourself to the limit. Sometimes they're in that comfort zone. In life, you can't be. If you get too comfortable, you will not progress. You need to push on. You need to, and I say the mindset because if you have a big dream in your mind that you want to achieve something, trust me, you will make sure you do everything possible to make sure you get there.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying?
I agree with you, but go on. Sorry.
No, go on. So, and also work ethic, because I feel like, I don't know what it is about this generation, but they feel like things need to be handed out to them. There's no handouts. I say to my players all the time, I'm not giving you nothing. I was given nothing.
Yeah, 100.
So up to this moment, I was given nothing. Everything I've achieved is because I worked hard for it.
Yeah.
And through the faith that I have as well, because I have faith in myself that I can do the best that I can, and I'm still trying to be better than what I am at the moment, because I know that there's more to give.
I think that's just something that needs to be applied to life in general. It's just like achieving the best you can every day. Every day is another day to progress from where you were yesterday. I know it sounds cliche,
Definitely.
but like we're trying to beat ourselves, really, isn't it? Like if we're at A today, then tomorrow we want to be at B, and then the next day we want to be at C, and just keep on going. But what I would say is, like, this new generation is obviously different to my generation specifically, because there's just so many distractions for them. Do you know what I mean? Social media is a very big influence. There's a lot of different type of gang culture at a young age as well. You can go online and play computer games. You've got like everything seems like a distraction. So it's so easy to, as soon as your head say, I'm tired, to make up an excuse, like, distract yourself with something. Do you know what I mean?
But you know what I'm going to add on to that? You see, in this generation, and I'm going to say this because I want people to understand what I'm saying. You have no reason to fail. Because back in my day, when I used to play, you didn't have one-to-one coaches. You didn't have all this many clubs in different areas that you can go into. If I had a lot of the things that the boys and girls have now, I would have made it pro. Not even joking. Because I'm the kind of person that, because there are certain things I didn't have, and obviously as you get older, you have to make certain decisions that you have to kind of do. If I had those kind of opportunities that the boys and girls have now to progress into the game, you have no reason to fail. You have social media that can promote what you're doing. You have coaches that are willing to help you to be the best that you can be. You have a lot of teams that are willing to take you on and progress, as long as you show that you're committed to the cause. What is there for you to fail? There's nothing.
I agree with you personally. I mean, obviously, it's down to platforms like All Prospects or Rising Ballers or Urfreshtv or whoever it may be. And that's why it's important for people like us specifically, who are a neutral platform, just promoting everybody, to highlight everybody, because I feel like I said before, as much as there's people like us putting a lot of positivity out there, letting them know that come through to training, you got to do X, Y, and Z, there's also an overload of a lot of other stuff that's not really beneficial, but for some reason it takes the mainstream. I mean, I see a tweet the other day, and someone was like, "Who's running all of these social media platforms that are just promoting gang culture, promoting, like, you know, you get those platforms that it's just all activity, but it's like
those unwanted platforms,
but they get thousands of hits, and like it's just really important for us to get that documentation out there and just let these people know that it's hard work. It's not going to be easy. You're going to have to sacrifice some things, but the rewards is ultimately what you're trying to achieve in life, and it's going to benefit you, your family, and a lot of things. So I think, obviously, we've started our platform just this year, but I'm hoping within the next couple of years, I mean, Rising Ballers have already got a lot of case studies and examples, but even us, someone like yourselves, just showing more examples of people that have come from these environments and now they are playing and doing well for themselves at a high level. I think we need more examples.
110%.
But that's why people like yourselves, man, I'll take your hat off to you, because it's not easy. A lot of people,
I appreciate that.
They might look at it and think it looks easy, but it's not. It's not easy at all.
It's not at all. Not at all.
What's some of the some of the hurdles you come across, like running your own team and trying to put teams together and dealing with the younger generation? Because like you said, a lot of them feel like things should be handed to them on a plate, and it comes with. I don't want to delve into the semi-pro scene a bit too much, but what I would say is that what I found when I was playing at a semi-pro level is that there was a big communication gap between like new generation players and management. From new generation players.
You were saying.
And I feel like platforms like ourselves, we're able to fill that gap. So what type of difficulties do you come across, like trying to run All Prospects, for example? Like,
so in terms of difficulties, I'll say definitely it's been the financial side of it. Just because obviously there's a lot that goes into it that at times that at the beginning stage I didn't actually know about too much. That has been a bit of a barrier. But like I said earlier, just about the mindset of the boys, having to realize that there's more to it than what you think. You have to sacrifice something. They feel like they can manage so many things all at once, whereas you can't. If you want something, you need to be able to devote to it. You have to devote to it. You know what I mean? And I've, during this pandemic situation, I've been able to do guest interviews on our show and on our Instagram platform, talking to different types of coaches, players, and stuff like that. I even have one later on today, where it's a lot, and I do it not because for my benefits, for my own place, so that they realize as well that that people are saying similar message that I'm telling, which is you gotta be devoted, you gotta sleep like you're the best, you gotta be like you're the best, you gotta just think like you're the best. Do you know what I'm saying? But going back to in terms of the barriers, it's definitely been finances, players of the mindset, at times their commitment. But as it has gone further and they've seen the kind of stuff I'm doing, they start to realize the dream that, okay, this is what they're doing, okay, this is what Coach Dan is doing, okay, I cannot vibe into it. So it was definitely proving my worth. For me personally, it wasn't a problem because I know what I'm trying to do in it, but it's just about telling them, and also just about their conduct. But again, they've been amazing, my boys, where, during the season we've been awarded the best sportsmanship club in the league. So that's definitely been something I'm very proud of. It's a small achievement, but for me it counts as a big thing, because at the beginning stages that wasn't very easy. But like I said, as they got into the process and understood what the dream is all about, they understood and they just got into it. So what is your ethos at All Prospects FC? Is it like, do you have a style of play? Like, what are you encouraging? What can you expect from an All Prospects team? Are you gonna be the Man City of Sunday or grassroots? Like, what is it? Are you guys possession based, or are you like physical and strong? Like, what are you looking for in a player? So the way I like to see football is very much possession based. So I like to play out through the back. I like my players to all be technically good.
Yeah.
There's no point having a player that's not technically good. Obviously, every role and responsibility needs to be achieved from a defender. You need to keep it minimal touches, but progress forward, play through the thirds. When you have to clear your lines, clear your lines. Don't go too much on the ball. You don't want to invite, obviously, the attackers into it. If you're the midfielder, as a defensive or as an attacking, obviously, if you're defensive, you need to be able to block. You need to be my reinforcer. You need to know how to defend. You need to also know how to get the ball quickly, playing through the thirds. I'm all about playing through the thirds. You know what I'm saying? If you're a winger, be creative, but be efficient. I always tell my wingers, be efficient. If you want to make it to the top, look at your Sanes, look at your Sterlings, look at your Neymars. They're efficient with the ball. Forget all the YouTube, all the skills that they do. That's just a bonus. What you need to worry about is how efficient are you? The only reason why they have that on top of that is because they've been efficient, and then they can just add that to their game. If you're a striker, if you're number 10, again, like I told what the players that play there, efficiency. How many assists can you get? How many goals? How many shots on target can you get? If you're a striker, your shooting ability should be your best friend. You should know how to shoot. Your pride and joy should be scoring every single time. You should be getting 5. I always give them targets every game. My wingers, I want 5 quality crosses into the box. My number 10 or my strikers, I need 5 quality shots on target in both halves. If you do more, even better. That's minimum requirement.
Love this.
That's minimum. Anything above that is good, but that's the bare minimum. If you're not doing that, then we have a problem.
I love this energy, man. The passion's coming across. I can
listen.
I can really tell you must be someone that the kids like to play for, man. Because like you're very animated, you're passionate, and I can tell that you're playing football. I can tell you want to play football the way, in my head, I feel like it should be played. You know, like. Everyone passes, but we're still a team. We're still one. Do you know what I mean? So,
of course,
as much as you're very talented and you can, we know you can drag the ball down and you can take on 3 players. However, let's move the ball and just actually destroy the team. Give them no chance, and
that's it. And
pin them in and just make it as hard for them as possible. So when players come to you. Yeah, so obviously someone's Instagram messaged you and said, yo, I'm a player. You said, come down to training. Immediately, what are the things you're looking at that one individual? Because I know you talk about things like conduct and discipline and stuff like that. So just talk me through your thought process of someone comes. What is it from the start to the finish, the things you're looking at?
Well, first of all, I need to obviously know whatever position, for example, so from a position point of view, once I know their position or where they play, then there's a checklist in my head, and that's covering the 4-corner model. So socially, your mindset needs to be right. You need to be able to communicate with the players. You need to basically be part of the club, even though you're not yet, but because you already are showing those characteristics, then that's already a big plus for me, because the more that my current players will vibe into you, the more that you already feel like you're a part of it. So that for me is a massive plus. The social aspect for me is very important. But again, going back, if technically for me, you need to be to a decent standard. Yeah. Obviously, my job is to improve it, but there needs to be something there already. There needs to be something that will catch my eye and be like, okay, good. Yeah. Even though, again, there's going to be stuff that I may not like so much, but you know what? Because you've got 1 or 2 things that I like, especially that's related to your position, there's something I can work with. If there's nothing I cannot work with, then I have a problem there. Then we have a problem. But if there is something I can work with, no problem. Because at the end of the day, it's my job to improve you and to make sure that you get to the next level.
100%.
So,
100%.
Yeah.
That's big, man. That's big. So, like, where do you see yourself in, I don't know, 3 years? Like, where's the ideal place for all prospects to be in 3 years from now?
Good question. I would like to see the team definitely push up the leagues. I don't, and I was even saying to the boys a couple of weeks ago that I don't even mind turning all prospects into a semi-pro team, to be honest. If the platform is there for us to do it, we don't mind, to be honest. You know, the values will still stay the same, you know, and we go by these 3 key words, which is our slogan: believe, achieve, greatness. That's it. If you believe you can achieve, if you believe that you can achieve, then the greatness of your achievements will come out. It's very simple.
Yeah, my friend's actually got a clothing line called Believe and Achieve. Maybe you
maybe you two should. Yes, he's actually our matchday sponsor.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, Placid. Yeah. That's
Oh,
Placid you're talking
that's my
about, right?
guy, Reece Placid. Yeah, I was about to say maybe you should get a sponsorship deal. You've done it already. You're one step ahead, bro.
Yeah, we've done it. We've done it already, man.
He's a good
We've done
guy.
it. He's a top guy, man. Top guy.
Top guy, man. And it's good to see you two collaborating because that definitely makes sense, man. But just like in football in general nowadays, man, I was having a conversation with Dylan from DC Academy. He runs something similar to yourself, but an academy-based football program in South London. And we was talking about players and their moves, and because I asked him what it takes, and he was talking about consistency and stuff like that. It's no good having one or two games. And then I kind of came back at him and I said, do you think it's easier for like strikers and wingers to make moves just because they kind of the ones that get the goals and get the limelight, and then you get defenders? Is it harder for a goalkeeper, defender, or maybe a defensive midfielder to make that move to another club?
Personally, I don't think it is. I can see why people say that it's easy for an attacker, because obviously they're judged by their system, their goals, and obviously that's something obvious to see. But for me, when I see a defender, I know what I want to see. I don't know what I want to see, because I would say one of my best players in my team this season has been one of them has been my centre back. Funny enough, because he's a bully. He's somebody that is very powerful. He's also quite quick, but his way of playing is very positive. So if I see those things, for me, I'll take him in. And for a goalkeeper, your reflexes have to be on point. Your kicking has to be on point. So there are things that, as long as you know the game and what you want to see in your club, is easy to identify. Yeah,
I think because you're running the club, it's obviously easier for you because you watch them day in, day out, so you know. But there's players that I've seen in like semi-pro circuits where the manager's not like Dan from All Prospects. All they care about is the result and trying to. So in those scenarios there where managers, and again, I'm not singling out any managers, just I think in general, there's a big proportion of managers that they're not really interested in player development. It's more about the club and their self as a manager really trying to go up ranks. So if you're a player or a defender or a midfielder playing for someone that's obviously all about the results for the team, which is fair enough because football's a results business.
Yeah.
How does a scout hear about a defender? You know, strikers' names ring bells, isn't it? Like you can go on the league and see
because it's easy, because it's about their goals, about the
goals. But like, how does a defender make noise? So that's why I encourage people that are at that level to really invest in themselves and documenting themselves and make the highlights and promote themselves on social media, because I feel like clubs are not going to do that for you unless like you're a platform like us where that's our job. We're trying to highlight talent, but a lot of non-league teams don't operate like that. So what advice would you give players in that scenario where they know they can make it? Maybe they're not getting as much game time, or they are, but they're not getting the props they feel they deserve. How do they make noise, so to speak? How do they make that next step? Do they have to move to a club that does highlight those things, or is it a case of them, like I said, like just promoting themselves?
That's a very good question. I would say see if the club can do it, find out why they're not doing it, and if for whatever reason they can't, then I'll definitely say if you see yourself progress to the next level, then definitely find a club that is suitable for you first, because there's no point moving to another club for the sake of another club and then you don't get minutes. Do you know what I'm saying? So this is where it gets a bit technical. So you need to find out why your club is not doing it. First of all, look in the inside first, see if the club that you're at can help you achieve what you want to achieve and help you document it. If not, look elsewhere, but make sure that you are covered in terms of your minutes and in terms of your playing time, because that's very, very important. Otherwise, what's going to happen is that you're going to decrease in terms of your progression rate. So you need to make sure, and also you need to also make sure that you can fit into their style of play, because you also need to be able to adapt as well.
No, 100%, and that's one thing I really encourage is forget about the money, forget about everything else.
Money always comes. I always tell my boys, forget the money. So money will always come. Worry about yourself. Worry about your development. The money will come.
The money will come, and the money comes after hard work and graft, and
that's it. I always tell them it's always a bonus. Those things are just bonuses.
100%. So it's like I always tell people that obviously don't look for the money. You just look at the manager, ask them the right questions. Do you know what I'm saying? Ask them the right questions. How do you see me fitting in this team? Like, what's your objectives for the season? What's your style of play? Like, all those questions are very important because
very key.
A manager's style of play will ultimately have an effect on how well you perform. Do you know what I mean? Because
Definitely.
If you're playing a manager that's not playing to your strengths, it's not going to benefit you. Do you know what I mean?
Exactly, and that's why I said that earlier. That you need to also know what their style of play is, that you can adapt, but also needs to benefit you. That's why yourself first. I know it sounds a bit selfish, but you have to be a bit selfish in your progression as well, because you need to ensure that you are in the best team for your platform to increase as well.
100%.
But you also need to also be a team player as well. So you need to have the platform for yourself, but also fit into the philosophy of the team, and also you need to also be able to adapt and make sure that they also play to your style of play. But also there is a level that you also need to be able to adapt to, because not everything that the team will do is going to benefit you. But as long as you can, your skills and your ability can adapt to it, and also you fit in as well, which is through training sessions and getting to know the manager, then happy days.
Happy days, man. 100%, man. All prospects, man. So it's really sounding like you guys are on the rise. I mean, obviously, I've seen bits and pieces here and there, but like I said, I feel like the YouTube scene and people documenting football in general is just really, really on the rise right now. So there's so many people trying to document, push their stuff, which is all good. It's all good. But again, I really feel the passion from you. I feel that you're coming from a place of love. Like I can tell you love football, and you really want to give back and give people an opportunity that maybe you feel that you never got yourself, like you never got that direction or that information.
That's it.
You're trying to fill that void that I feel like it's in a lot of talented players' careers. Like I'm sure I'm not the only person, or you're not the only person that feels like that from an older generation.
Definitely.
Back, thinking, do you know what? If I had these exposures that are available to these kids nowadays, I would have definitely made more of myself in a football career. Do you know what I mean?
Definitely.
You know what I'm going to hold you to, bro?
What's that?
I'm going to hold you to, we find a team and you play them.
Okay.
Are you on that, yeah? And we'll come and record it.
We're ready.
All prospects. I'm going to try to find a team that I feel like will suit your similar age groups maybe, and just arrange like a little showcase game. East London, we'll get a team from South London, find a venue, and we'll just put it together.
No problem.
Document it and just raise both teams' profiles, really, man, and just.
Awesome. We're ready. Like I said, we're ready for every challenge. We're ready.
I can see that, my bro. I tell you what, I'm going to end the interview there, man. It's been a pleasure talking to you. I can definitely.
Thank you for having me on the platform. I really appreciate it, honestly.
Anytime, bro. Anytime. I thank you for reaching out, man. Thank you for reaching out. I genuinely wish you all the best, because I feel like.
Thank you so much.
I genuinely feel like I've got a good feeling about what you're doing there, the passion, and I don't see. It's your first year, so I guarantee next year you're gonna definitely hit the ground running again, smash all your targets.
That's the plan.
Try and get try and document it all as well, because that's only going to help you, man. And then we'll promote you at any corner we can. Maybe later down the line, when the lockdown and social distancing is eased off, we can arrange like a little podcast and see how your season's going and stuff like that.
Awesome. Yeah, I'll be down for that 110%.
Fingers crossed that you get to finish those cup runs as well, man, because
hope so. Yeah.
Have you started working out on your friendlies anyway before I go? Have you started working on any friendlies?
Yeah, I've been reaching out to a few people. So obviously, because they're still waiting for the lockdown to be eased down. So obviously, but there is a couple on the pipeline. So stay tuned in. Stay tuned in.
Before, man, we might pop down to one and just because we ain't covered the team in East London yet, man. We're probably gonna do Beatties and another team this season. But it'd be good to pop along to you guys and see how you guys are getting as well, man. Yeah.
So definitely join us, man. For anyone out there. We play on Saturday, so watch out for all our stuff online, and come down and support us. Follow our page, follow our page at Urfreshtv. Follow our Twitter at Prospects, or follow our Facebook again, Urfreshtv. Everything is there. If you want to know more, if you want to contact me as well, let me know, and then we'll take it from there. Any players that I want to join for this season as well, because we are actively looking for new players. So give us an email or a call, and then we'll take it from there.
Amazing.
Where you go.
Thanks, man. It's been a pleasure, my bro. Enjoy the rest of your day, man. The sun is out. It's shining, man.
That's it.
Stay hydrated, my bro. But we'll catch up soon.
I will do. Thank you so much.
Yeah,
Thank
man.
you so much.
Love.